right, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another coaching tip. And oh man, this one hurts, man. This one hurts so bad. Oh, gotta wipe my tear away. So I've been tracking this person down for about 45 days, right? So I find this person, this dude finds me, and he's like, hey, my daughter wants to sell her house. Totally cool. All right, let's do this. He's like, give me your number and I'll have her call you. Mistake number one, I didn't get this guy's number, so I couldn't follow back up with him. And so I'm like, crap, you know what? At least I heard his daughter's name. He's like, my daughter's name is Andrea, and she lives over by this park in this other town. And I'm like, I know that area. So what do? Hey, what's up, Mildred? I go and I skip trace this person, right? So I'm skip tracing, and I'm trying to find her, and no one's answering any of the phone numbers, whatnot. I end up finding her ex-husband. He's like, don't call me. I haven't seen her in 20 years. And but I know that her name is Andrea, and so what I do is I literally go to the property records, and I go down all these streets, and I start looking for owners with the name Andrea, and I find the right one. I'm like, oh, there's only Andrea, and it's her. And that's how I'm skip tracing her, and I'm finding her and stuff like that. Tried to find her dad, couldn't find him. So my last resort is I go to Facebook, right? So I go to Facebook, I find someone that looks like it could be her, and I message them. I'm like, hey, you know what? Do you have this house on this street? I'm interested in buying it. And sure enough, you know, within like a couple of hours, I get an email or a text or a message from Facebook Messenger. Yeah, that's me. I'm interested in selling my house, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, awesome, let's do this. And then we start playing this game for like 2 weeks of like, oh yeah, come on by here. Oh, I'm not sure yet. Oh, this and that. And then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, she like goes, hey, just saying, I got an offer on the house. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, well, hey, just saying, I haven't seen the house yet, so I don't know if I want it. So we start playing this little, game going back and forth. But anyway, I go and I see the house yesterday. And mistake number one was I didn't get this dude's phone number to follow back up with him. So already 45 days has passed. And I'm like, man, if I would have followed up with this guy sooner, something different would have happened. Take a drink of water. I go to the house yesterday. I look at the house. I'm like, okay, this is a quick, easy fix. There's no electricity. There's no water. PG&E came and took the meter. They said they took the meter on Thanksgiving. So they're like, there's firewood in the fireplace. They're trying to stay warm. I don't know what they're doing for the bathroom, but anyway, it's kind of a bad situation for them. And I'm like, look, we can close pretty quick on this one. I mean, how fast do you need to close on it? And she gave me her number. She's like, this other guy offered me $220, but if you can close fast, I'll sell it for $200,000. And I want a net $150. I owe $50,000 in like liens and stuff like that on the property, but I want a net $150. And this house could sell for easy $270. And the cleanup is probably maybe about $25,000 on the max for cleanup. So I'm like, yeah, 200 works, not a problem. And but there's some issues. There's a couple of things that just kind of threw me. I'm like, I really don't know. There's a couple of leaks and stuff like that I noticed, and some dry rot issues that has actually leaked through the house into one of the rooms. And so I'm like, is it more substantial than just that? So yesterday, after seeing the house, I'm like, I am interested. $200,000 does work for us. Let's do this. But before that, let me have my contractor come by tomorrow. So she's like, yeah, go ahead and do that. We go there today. So that's today. We're there. He's like, dude, let's buy this house now. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes. I'm like, you seen everything? He's like, yes. $200,000 is, dude, there's money to be made. I just bought a house across the park here. I sold it. It was done. Let's do this. I'm like, awesome. Okay. He's like, let's go outside. So we step outside. He calls the title company up because it's the holidays. He's like, hey, can you do a quick close? We're looking at today's Friday. Let's close on Tuesday. Can you do a Tuesday close? I'm like, yeah, we can do that. We can set everything up. We do a lot of business with this title company. So we're locked, we're loaded. In the meantime, we're outside chatting it up. This dude rolls up in his car and like gets out and like goes inside the house. And I'm like, oh, that's the other buyer that she talked about. So he like rolls up into the house, and then like he hobbles out. He's handicapped. He hobbles out and he drives off. And I'm like, let's go back over this. Let's sign the contract with this gal. So we go and we knock on the door, and she goes, I'm so sorry, guys. I just sold the house. I'm like, what? What? She's like, yeah, that guy, he offered me $200,000 and I signed the paperwork. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, he had me sign it, and I signed it. And he left to go to the escrow company, and he's opening up escrow right now. And he's closing in 30 days. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh, man. And, I mean, I was playing it cool, like, hey, yeah, we got this. We can give you as much time as you want and all that stuff. And bam, totally, like, snaked out from under me. This guy outfoxed me, man. And I was dumbfounded. I'm like, I can't believe this just happened. I can't believe this. And so I'm walking back to my car, and I talked to my buddy, and I said, you know what? Something doesn't feel right. A 30-day close when we're all cash, and they're desperate. I mean, they're living like literally like in the living room with a bunch of blankets next to the fireplace. I mean, we can close in like 2 days. This doesn't seem right. Why would you wait 30 days with this guy? Makes no sense whatsoever. So anyway, we go back and I knock on her door, and I said, hey, are you, why did he say that why he needed 30 days? And she's like, I don't know. And I don't know this investor. He's an older gentleman. Like I said, he was like, he's handicapped. He was shuffling along, and he has a little handicap placard on his car. And so one thing she said was completely odd. She's like, well, he made me fill out all the paperwork. I'm like, why did he make you fill everything out? He should be the professional, like the investor, right? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing was like, why is he having you wait 30 days? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to have you wait for 30 days. And she's like, well, I don't know. He said, that's just how they do it. And he talked to his boss, and his boss says, yeah, I approved the house. And so I'm like, oh, he's not even the buyer. He's not even the buyer of your property. And so I just said, look, I wanted to, sow as many doubts as I possibly could. And I said, look, this guy's not the buyer. He's going to go shop this probably. And the only reason why someone wants 30 days is so they can go find a buyer. Because they're trying to, be the middleman. And she's like, I don't understand. I'm like, let's take an example. I'm not the buyer of the house, but I'm going to contract with you for $200,000. I'm going to go over to this guy here, and I'm going to give him, the contract for $210,000. He's going to pay me $10,000 for kind of just finding it, structuring it, and just putting it together. I'm going to be the middleman. And I said, that's exactly why he needs, 30 days so he can go find that. And she's like, oh, I'm like, ask him for proof of funds. I mean, it's not a guarantee. He can, anyone can make a proof of funds, but typically when you do a proof of funds, it says, hey, yeah, I am the buyer. Guess what? I do have the money. I can actually afford this house. I said, just do that. Just find out why he needs 30 days, because if the cash is there, it's just a matter of you signing paperwork and you're done. This house is owned outright. It's free and clear. You have a couple of liens on the property that'll be discharged when you close on it. It's done. But anyway, I played it cool, played it way, way too cool. Lesson learned here. I mean, next time I'll just pull out a contract and just leave it with them. I thought that I had time, and totally lost myself on this one. I was kind of pissed because I was looking for, I was already mentally spending the money because I thought I had this one in the bag. I mean, it's not over until it's over, but I feel a little bit less motivated today. I was like, oh, lost this one. So anyway, it's all good. That's what happens. You just get back up and go find the next one. But yeah, lesson learned is not to be so cool or too cool that someone can sneak in right behind you. And literally, as we were walking out the house, is when this guy came in the yard. So anyway, I'm Ryan Nickel. Get out there, make some money, make some offers, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I got another house I'm gonna go. All right, man. You're just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. See y'all.